Hello, myself Sunil Nair, and here basically we are discussing about some topic that is basically the topic of that is the process basically which is ongoing. The process basically which says that Swaminarayan basically is one process. Swaminarayan basically is doing some process. Pramukh Swami is basically doing some process. Then basically that person is doing some process. That political people are doing some process. That cricketers softwares, the cricketer groups are basically doing some process. For example, one person told that Raman Lamba basically died right long before. That means he also basically might be exist because he is also basically really very old cricketer basically. Then basically he told that basically lots of people basically died. That means they are doing some process of cricket basically. You want to say literally like that. That basically one of the person told that basically he might be the Raman Lamba basically might be handling some bank basically. That you want to say that directly. Then basically he told that basically that might be possible that he might be handling some bank basically because he's basically the reason is each and every basically sports people basically directly are connected with the financial department. They are basically directly connected with the financial department. Then basically mostly it might be possible that Raman Lamba basically currently basically is having some body basically. He might be handling one bank, so that might be possible basically. Anything basically is possible. That means this is also one chain you want to say. Then basically it was that basically yes, basically this is also one chain, na. Group basically is one chain basically. Then basically he told that basically you want to say that. Then basically he told that basically Apple basically owner basically he basically died long before. So you want to say he also exists? Then he told that basically yes, basically 100% he might be exist because he is also one of the powerful blood cells basically. So basically powerful blood cells basically never gets end. They basically gets another birth, that is 100% sure, but which type of birth they get, that basically depends upon the group basically who gives the birth, who basically gives the birth basically, who basically gives the birth. Then one person basically literally told that basically that means you want to say that the one Nair caste basically started, that was basically started from some one of the group basically you want to say. Then he told that basically a year basically caste started, that was also basically started from one of the person basically you want to say. Amin group actually started AMIN, that is basically Gujarati caste. He basically also basically started from one of the person basically you want to say like directly. Then he told that yes, basically this whole group basically started their caste for that basically process basically. But which process basically? Yeah, one Nair caste basically started. For what purpose basically they have started? A year caste basically started. These all are basically Malayali caste basically. They all basically exist also. So you want to say that they are doing some process? The Amin caste basically is basically Gujarati basically. So you want to say that he is also doing some process? He is also doing some process. That is the Gujarati ka process, Gujarati groups process. Then what process he might be doing here? Because Amin group basically says that we have basically very control in Gujarat basically. Then basically Patel group says told that basically we also have good control in Gujarat basically. How you can say like that? Then basically Shah group also basically jumped and told that basically we also would have good control in the Gujarat basically. How you can say that? Like this basically each and every people started jumping in Gujarat and told that basically we also have good control in Gujarat. So that means this whole group basically are doing some process. That means this group Sardar Patel basically is doing some process. Then basically he told that what process he might be doing here. What process was because everything is chained, na, that's why basically. Each and everything basically are chained, that's why basically. Process means what? It's they are doing some certain level of task. Sardar Patel basically exists since how many years? It's more than 200 years basically. Currently, basically, he might be there. Basically, that means his body might be 200-year old. That means he's doing some process since 200 year. That means you want to say that directly. Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose also basically might be same year basically 200 year. That means you want to say that the Subhas Chandra Bose Netaji also doing some process. That is also basically chain. He basically might be having a good controlling software company. That is basically some process basically is doing in software company. That means you want to say that he is also doing some process. Then one person told that Muhammad Ali Jinnah basically is also doing some process by having some different caste in India basically. Then he told that basically which caste he might be having. Yeah, that only basically because he might have left India. Sorry, he might have left Earth planet long before basically. Because somebody might have given him information that Earth planet is ended. So you do one thing, start the another planet basically. That would be good. So basically he might have shifted to Mars planet. Somebody told like that basically. That means that is also basically some human resource group basically who basically hired him for Mars planet. That means you want to say like that. Then one person told that basically the Abraham Lincoln basically died. He's also basically having some caste. He's basically also having some caste. You want to say that directly? That Abraham Lincoln basically, John Welker's booth basically, he basically killed Abraham Lincoln basically. So he also exists. You want to say like that? So they are also doing some process. Mahatma Gandhi exists basically. So Mahatma Gandhi basically is also doing some process basically. You want to say that basically that Mahatma Gandhi died how many years before basically? So he basically, if exists, then basically he's also doing some process basically. Then basically the one person told that basically the process basically, if universe say that basically this process is good, then basically they gives the birth basically and keeps doing giving the birth basically. Then basically they said basically this all are basically chain of universe basically. This all are basically the chain of old chain basically of universe basically. They all basically 100% must exist basically. Without that basically not lots of things basically will get disturbed basically. Lots of process basically will get disturbed. That means you want to say that this whole group basically are doing some process. Then basically the process basically started like this basically. So this all are basically related to process basically. Then basically that person basically who was in the World Bank basically he told that basically we basically saw the human resource group also, we saw the process group also basically, this all basically the human personality basically, then also basically that their entire human resource group also basically blood cells basically we have checked up to this. Swaminarayan basically was given the birth. How basically he got the birth? That also basically we checked. Then also we are not able to track that basically how basically he basically got the blood cells, that blood group basically removed that particular blood group only. Sorry, that person's blood data basically. They have injected literally and then basically they removed his blood cells basically. How basically they have done basically. Then again basically he reach to some other processes, other data basically, other group basically, because there are more than 3 lakh tasks basically. So in 3 lakh tasks basically, then again he started some other process basically, other basically task. That would be some different tasks. That basically we are going to see in next video.